Under the sea of roll call, Hammerman and Eyeball Rat, a silent guy who refused to kill with anything but a hammer, and a twitchy super rat with one huge swiveling eyeball that can spot ambushes in the dark.
What? Wait, what? Say that again.
So this is the first two because I just plan on them dying. It's just
Okay.
Hammerman and Eyeball Rat.
Okay.
A man who only kills with hammers, and a twitchy sewer rat with one huge swiveling eyeball that spots
Holy shit.
ambushes in the dark.
They're probably
The
gonna go
souls of the
crazy.
damned and Jeffrey Dahmer, a tethered cloaked figure that carries a whispering cage of faint spirits, partnered with a disturbingly calm killer. The Legion from Dead by Daylight, a pack of masked teen killers sharing one health pool. Teams with Weichni and bug insect Mount Martha.
Oh shit. That's a team of
Uh,
three.
it's a team of eight
Oh yeah.
or
Yeah.
six.
Seven.
Shut up.
No, I think
They're
it's seven.
fired. There's four Legion members.
Yeah, and there's and
Unless
there's.
Weiss
Oh wait, no, you're right.
did two more.
No, never mind.
Fuse and Killer Croc. I can't believe I can remember Killer Croc. I can remember Waylon.
Killer Croc.
Pedo Bear and Ted Kaczynski. Jakub and the Emperor of Mankind.
Who the hell is Emperor of Mankind?
From uh, Warhammer.
Never
Bane,
heard of him.
Joker, and Princess Leia. Pyro from XQC, not that guy. Sinestro and Robocop. Framped.
RoboCop.
The conch shell booms. The games begin. Hammerman vaults off his platform. The second the horn sounds, Boots studying the sand. No hesitation, no words. His rap partner scrambles after him. Giant eyes spinning in all directions. Giant eyebrow. That's what she had. Um,
Yeah.
Across the circle, Fuse sprints low and fast towards the Krusty Krab's side door, with Killer Croc lumbering straight up the middle, using his bulk as moving cover. The Legion spread, masks bobbing as they break into a coordinated rush. Weiss mounts Martha, the huge bug wings. I didn't know she had bugs.
Eh.
And flies away. I didn't know Martha had. I didn't know she had bugs. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
know she had wings.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Me neither. They can
Bane yanks
fly
his
now.
mask tubes into place and injects small doses of venom. Muscles surging. Pyro waddles after him, muffled giggles bubbling through his mask. Joker and Leia share a look. They just grab shit. Kokichi throws his arms up theatrically. Everyone truce. Team up. Let's team up. No one listens. XQC is already yelling incoherently as he charges toward a pile of weapons, grabbing whatever isn't nailed down. On the other platform, King Julian bounces on his toes. Johnny, let's go to where the party is the hottest. Sinestro levitates off his platform. Frampt literally erupts from the sand, massive eel-like body coiling, mouth full of jagged teeth. Somewhere, the supervisor steps off his platform with an unnerving composure. Blade slips beside him, sword sheathed. Supervisor from Little Nightmares 3.
Yeah.
It
Doesn't
has a
know who
lantern
she
for some
is.
reason. Yeah. I think it might think it's a because it says they have a lantern,
Oh. Probably thinks
so it
it's
might
the
be
hunter.
the hunter.
Yeah.
That's the better ending, to be honest.
True. Hunter's cool.
He's like, let's kill these children.
Yeah,
Pedo
he's a
Bear
good guy.
just sitting there, head tilted. Ted checks the nearest weapon pile. Jacob fiddles with a small jerry-rigged device that probably shouldn't be taken, and Emperor Mankind grabs a sword and feels its weight. The souls of the damned swirl around their cloaked bearer like a tatters in a current. Jeffrey Dahmer eyes the flat. Killer Croc gets first to the door, snatching it off its hinges. He roars behind him. Legion members dart in, knives ready. Weiss and Martha burst through the side window, glass and bubbles exploding everywhere. The Krusty Krab dining room becomes instant chaos. Croc swings at a Legion member. They duck. Another lunges at his side. Weiss jumps from Martha's back, summoning a short lift platform underneath her feet. They pivot and kick another Legion member away. What? They're on a team. Martha stomps, knocking a mask wearing attacker into the table. All right. Fuse slips in the back. Eyes already scanning the layout like a blueprint. There's a perfect spot of entry for a small charge above the kitchen door frame. Okay. Before he can plant anything, Hammerman arrives. He doesn't say a word. He just swings. His hammer collides with the Legion member's forearm, setting his knife spinning. Another backs off. The eyeball rat screeches, its giant eyes swiveling towards the door. Incoming. Bane barrels in like a wrecking ball, pyro waddling halfway behind. Bane's shoulder checks a Legion member across the room.
Goddamn.
Pyro sprays a short burst of underwater flame, reduce the range, but still terrifying. I don't know how that's possible.
Me neither. All right.
At the edges of the fight, Joker and Leia slip in a low grappling a few dropped packs of small weapons crates. What? After Joker snags a pistol and a baton, Leia grabs a compact blaster and a pair of emergency oxygen helmets. Then they retreat through a broken window. Near the order encounter, one of the Legion members discharges Croc's reach. Croc snags them by the leg and slams them into a table so hard a leg breaks. The other Legion members try to pull their comrade free, but Killer Croc's too strong. He throws the captive into Bane's path. Bane doesn't hesitate. We added two Batman characters that are just working together.
Fucking big guys.
Yeah, they're the smartest and most violent.
Yeah. They're massive.
The other Legion members try to pull their comrade free, but Croc's too strong. Bane doesn't hesitate. He slams his fist down like a power driver. The body goes limp. The Legion staggers. There are fewer of them now. Their shared presence is thinned. Weiss watches, eyes narrow. She didn't like the Legion before. She likes them less now. They're bleeding all over her boots. Retreat, she calls. Martha charges, bowling a path through the chaos. Weiss vaults back onto her mount, using the glyph to launch a spray of ice shards behind as she exits. One ice shard slices Pyro's shoulder, making him squeal. Fuse recognizes the disaster this room is becoming. He dives back out the rear door. Hammerman backs away as the flame and debris fill the interior.
That's good.
The eyeball rat tugs on his pants, eyes focused elsewhere. More threats outside. Let's move. the Hammerman doesn't talk, but the rat does.
Yeah, true. I approve.
Outside, the chaos continues. Sinestro hangs back in the water, conjuring a small, hard light yellow shield to deflect away stray shots. So there's a wide circle, cutting off escape routes. When Weiss and Martha burst to the sidewall, they nearly crash straight into Fram's gaping maw. Weiss screams, yanking Martha aside and slashing down at Fram's snout, leaving a glowing cut. Fram recoils, more annoyed than hurt. Sinestro sees a chance. He forms a small yellow manacle, trying to snag Martha's legs. The blade hits him from the side. The blade hits him from the side. Blade hits him from the side. That's what it's saying. Oh, dumb. Blade tackles Sinestro into the sand, sword drawn. Ring ticks, don't impress me, Blade growls. Sinestro blasts him at point-blank range. His yellow energy burst sends Blade skidding backwards. The supervisor appears behind Blade, towering and grotesque, his lantern beam flickering across the battlefield like a searchlight. They regroup and then walk off. On the outskirts, Ted Kaczynski and the bear maintain distance, watching, waiting. Ted holds a crude explosive wrapped in kelp and tape. He's calculating angles. The bear just stares at the chaos with his vacant mascot face. As Weiss and Martha... child. And the battered
Bug.
Legion members race away from the Krusty's crab. They cross right into Ted's line of sight. He mutters that he could have blown them all up at once. Blah, blah, blah. Behind them, Souls of the Damned arrive with Jeffrey Dahmer, the cloaked figures. Cage, the whispering spirit, swirls voices, hisses. This one believes he's a hunter, the souls whisper, but he looks the wrong way. Jeffrey steps silently behind Ted. He calls him sloppy. Ted turns, eyes wide. The eyeball rat screeches. Hammerman whirls to see Dahmer raising a sharpened piece of scrap metal towards Ted's neck. Hammerman does not care about Ted. He cares about control. He sprints forward, hurling the hammer in a perfect arc. He smashes it to Dahmer's wrist. It smashes the Dahmer's wrist just as he attacks. The makeshift blade spins off the sand as bones crack. Dahmer cries out, crouches his arm. The swords the damn hiss in agitation. Ted, panicking, drops his explosive. The thud of the sand between them. A heartbeat, whoomp. The blast is small but deadly at that distance. It rips Ted's legs and chest. It rips his chest off. How do you do that?
Is he just
Like
all
torso.
himself?
It rips Ted's legs and chest, sending him flying backwards in a cloud of sand and blood. Dahmer's already injured from his arm, takes more shrapnel. He tumbles end over end, laying face down.
Okay.
When the dust clears, Ted's dead.
Only Ted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he dropped his bomb right in front of his own feet by accident.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Hammerman retrieves his hammer, staring at Dahmer. That rat's giant eye narrows. Why is it worded like that? Dahmer looks back, pale and bleeding. The souls swirl protectively around him. Hammerman decides that there are easier targets and backs away, dragging the eyeball rat with him. Inside Sandy's tree dome, the Joker. Why am I wording it weird? The Joker and Leia manage to slip through an access hatch. The game makers have flooded the dome with air via technology. They want to make it a temporary base, but they want to also do guerrilla warfare. In the kelp forest, Hammerman crouches, blending into the shadows. The eyeball rat's enormous eye glows faintly, tracking movements through the fields. The two set. Oh, footsteps. Two sets. Kokichi and XQC stumble through the kelp, arguing. I'm telling you, I already know this. I already sabotaged somebody's camp. Kokichi lies cheerfully. We're totally winning. XQC, bro, I literally haven't seen a single camp. What are you talking about? Hammerman doesn't bother waiting. He drops from above, the hammer swinging. XQC barely ducks. Kokichi yanks him aside, eyes widening, grin fading into something more serious. He tosses a flashbang he borrowed earlier from Fuse's pile. It's weak underwater, but still bright and loud. The eyeball rat shrieks as the flash detonates. Hammerman staggers disoriented. Kokichi pulls XQC away by the sleeve. Retreat! Kokichi yells, we'll lie to him later.
Good idea.
They vanish into the kelp. Hammerman swings wildly, hitting nothing. At the chum bucket, Fuse sets small traps, tripwires, and noisemakers. A couple of low-grade cluster charges are rigged to the doors. Killer Croc sits in the dark, half submerged, a puddle of chum barely visible. They're training to their fortress. Day 2, the Goo Lagoon. Legion and Weiss argue on the shore of Goo Lagoon. You got one of us killed when the mask hisses at her due to Bane's blow. I mean, she did just show up and just attack one of them for no reason.
Yeah, I know. It was weird.
So, Martha digs her legs into wet sand, clicking irritably. Eventually, they agree on a truce within the duo. Legion handles the close-range murder. Weiss and Martha handle mobility. They chose to stay away from the central town for now, picking off anyone that strays near the beach. Bane and Pyro descend towards Rock Bottom, the creepy dim-lit outskirts of Bikini Bottom. Blah 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 blah. The bus stop glows ominously. This place is unpleasant. Bane mutters. Pyro giggles and sprays small flames burst in the dark, sending shadows dancing. On one of the main roads, Souls of the Damned drift ahead of Dahmer, whispering about ripe targets. They spot Jakub and the Emperor approaching calmly. Weapons ready. Jakub lifts his device. I wonder how your soul reacts to. The Emperor cuts him off. The souls swirl around, making air and water thick, and echoing distorted visions. Dahmer uses confusion and tries to circle behind targets, a sharpened shard of metal in hand. Injured but still dangerous. The Emperor closes his eyes for a second, focusing his limited psychic sensitivity, picks up Dahmer's intent and a foul stench. He pivots, sword raised. Dahmer rushes in. He runs straight into the Emperor's blade. The strike isn't elegant, just decisive. Dahmer's momentum carries him forward and onto the sword. He grasps, in surprise, finally breaking his calm. The souls shriek, rattling violently. Another host lost. They hiss. They retreat, swirling angrily down an alleyway. Jakub watches them go, intrigued.
Wait,
Do you know who
Dahmer
Jakub
die?
is?
No.
Yes.
I see.
So Jakub invented the white race.
In what? Is this a real person?
It's like a one weird ass mythological thing.
How do you spell it?
Yakub.
Oh. Interesting.
White people. Okay. Yeah, he created the white race over 600. Oh, and he made it so the white race was destined to rule over black people, and that were also inherently evil, for some reason, despite him also being black. But that's besides the point.
I think I remember.
The supervisor and Blade stalk through the residential streets, passing SpongeBob's Pineapple and Squidward's Tiki House. Declan. Blade checks windows, listening for movements. No one's here. He remembers the regrouping. The supervisor simply tilts its head and keeps walking. As night 2 falls, the game makers dim overhead lights, leaving neon signs and bioluminescent jellyfish as the main illumination. King Julian and Johnny Cage make the mistake of treating the evening like a vibe check instead of a war. From the shadows nearby, the souls of the damned watch Cloak rippling. They drift closer, Cage glowing softly. The air chills, whispers rise. Julian shivers mid-dance. Ooh, spooky. You turn on ASMR. The souls close in. Their power isn't physical, it's psychological. The whispers worm into Julius's mind. Images drowning, suffocating, him being dragged below. He stumbles. Suddenly, the sand beneath them trembles. Frampt burrows up from beneath. The souls unintentionally lure a massive mouth that yawns open. Johnny pushes Julian out of the way. Last second, he got crushed by Frampt.
Splendid.
I wonder what type of event it's going to do.
The fog.
The fog. The fog and the other one at the same time. Oh, a bunch of jellyfish.
That's cool. That's not bad.
Oh, no, but their stings cause disorientation, temporal paralysis, bright flashes, random floating dragging, hallucinations. All right, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
Oops. Oops sucks.
Shout out to that guy.
That's that guy. My favorite Soul Calibur character. Just right next to SX.
Yeah.
Bruh. It ain't loaded.
Bruh.
Keep moving. What? Oh, okay. I thought I just read Chivalry 2 integration. It's a chapter 2 integration. I'm
Okay.
just like, what do you
Good.
mean?
Malric is here.
Yeah. Fuck it. Argon the second jump scare. I have no idea why it's taking so long.
The servers crashed.
Yes. When do you have to go?
I don't even know at this point.
Do you not keep like timers or anything?
Well, it's not like a timed event.
Oh. Oh, someone's picking you up, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
See, you see what you come here on yours. Okay. There we are. D3. Inside the chum bucket, Fuse adjusts his trip bars. Croc lurks in the puddles of oily water. The first jellyfish pass over the building, blue flashes rippling through the ceiling. At the entrance, Pedo Bear shovels in front of the street, sniffing for shelter, his childish grin. Uh-oh. Freezes when he pauses, touches one of the Fuse's tripwires, clicks, he looks up, and then dead.
Good.
Jakob tinkers decides the Emperor, assembling the small underwater capacitor meant to trap one of the jellyfish for study. Don't touch that yet, Emperor warns. Jacob grins. This could control the storm. Imagine weaponizing the migration. A jellyfish drifts overhead, tentacles bursting the antenna he's using. Electricity surges through the rig. Jacob smiles, falters. The capacitor explodes, killing him.
Okay.
He should have listened to that advice. Don't touch that.
Yeah.
Legion and Weiss hunker beneath Martha's shell as glowing currents drift over the water. The jellyfish discharge make their knives spark faintly. One Legion member Frank, the fastest, spots the movement. Hammerman eyeball lurking in the lagoon's edge. Target, he says. Target, he says. Let's flank. Weiss shakes her head. Stay under the cover. They are too late. The jellyfish storm arc downward, lightning the entire lagoon with a blue-white fire. The water flashes like lightning made liquid. Hammerman barely ducks in time. The rat squeals, fur singed, but Legion member standing knee deep in the water gets hit full force. Their body locks up. Jerk once floating up face down.
Yeah. There's 2 left, right?
Yeah. We know Frank's alive. That's about it.
Yeah.
We don't know the other one's name. Bane and Pyro have turned rock bottom into a darkened fortress, but their first glowing tendrils descends into cracks. Ba-ba. The stack discharge agitates one of Pyro's fuel lines. Bane notices sparks flickering around his ally's tank. Pyro, he says, stay still. Pyro twirls instead, laughing behind the mask. A sudden flare ignites the methane pockets around them. The fire floods the streets like molten ribbons. Bane grabs Pyro and hurls him away, saving him from the detonation, but the blast knocks Bane off balance. His mask tubes snap. Venom leaks into the water like ink. He staggers, gasping, as the flames die out. Pyro crawls to him, voice muffled. Boss. Bane pushes him aside weakly, just barely alive, saying, finish it. He slumps against the wall, the body going limp as venom disperses.
Oh, shit.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Jellyfish swarm passes over SpongeBob's pineapple house. King Julian, still alone after Johnny's death, climbs over onto the roof.
I thought King Julian died.
No, Johnny died. He pushed him out last second.
I see.
You're stealing my spotlight. From below, Sinestro watches unimpressed. Excellent distraction, he says to Friend, who circles nearby. The snake lunges up through the sand, mouth open underneath the pineapple. Julian shrieks as the entire house collapses into a pit. Crumbles out, tail smoldering as flees screaming into the dark. Sinestro fires a yellow bolt after him. He misses, but the jellyfish discharge finds his mark instead. He's dead. King Julian's dead.
Yeah.
That's a fairly short chapter. Okay, the bikini bottom is stuck in the dome in order to keep the contestants and water in, so it's malfunctioning.
Ah.
The eyeball rat squeals as its gravity weakens. Its tiny feet slip. Kelp strands rise like ghostly ropes towards the ceiling. Hammerman grabs the rat by the tail before it drifts off. He presses himself to the seafloor, hammer stabbing into the sand like an anchor for them both. But the forest is no longer safe. Everything is lifting. Branches float upwards. The logs hover. Sand drifts like smoke. Through the lifting debris, a shape moves. 2 Legion members and Weiss and Martha. Legion? Weiss points her rapier towards the Hammerman. That hammer really nearly killed us last chapter. Let's finish this. She's 4th wall breaking.
Yeah.
And also, it's wrong.
Is it? I remember that.
Yeah, they didn't attack them last chapter.
They almost did.
They almost killed them. They almost attacked them, but they never attacked them, so the
Yeah.
hammer never almost killed them.
That's true. That's yeah.
In the first chapter, it did, though. Enterprise is bouncing with unnatural calm despite the unstable gravity. The rat rotates. It's moving its big eyeball towards the incoming trio and shrieks a warning. A crack that appears in the pressure dome far above. Everyone looks up except Hammerman. He charges. The first Legion member swangs. Hammer ducks.
Swing.
He slams his hammer into their knee, but the weakened pressure means his blows is sluggish and not lethal. I'm pretty sure a knee hit wouldn't be lethal regardless. Weiss
Yeah.
gives Martha a kick. The giant bug leaps, wings buzzing erratically. It crashes down into Hammerman, knocking him sideways. The eyeball rat's flung into the air, spinning helplessly. Hammerman leaps to grab it, but a floating chunk of rock smashes into him from above. He crumbles to the sand, alive, stunned, but body limp. Weiss approaches, blade poised for a finishing strike. Martha clicks nervously. Legion says, "Finish them!" A huge pressure blast rips through the forest, though. Trees uproot, storms lift upwards. Weiss, forced to retreat, is to be sucked into the sky. Legion follows. Hammerman and Eyeball Rat are left drifting between uprooted kelp. They survive, but barely.
Splendid.
Fuse plants a trip mine along the drifted mailbox, forced to work under erratic gravity. Croc digs across the pavement to avoid floating away. Across the street, the Emperor marches, heavy enough to stay grounded. Your traps won't save you, he rasps. Fuse draws a pistol. Where did he get that? The pressure drops, twists the bullet's trajectory. It whizzes upwards into a jellyfish that pops like a bulb. Croc leaps. The Emperor sidesteps. The weakened gravity sends Croc careening, I don't know how to pronounce that, over the Emperor's shoulder. But the Emperor grabs Croc's leg mid-flight, swings him around, slams him through the window of a boating school.
Oh, shit.
Of the boating school. But I thought they were at the whatever. Croc roars dazed. Fuse sees his opening, detonates two mines. The blast knocks Croc and the Emperor apart. Both survive, but both are bleeding. Rock bottoms suffers the worst when the pressure drops. Pyro's tank flickers sideways, drifting upwards like a ghost fire. He moves silently, hunting anyone that crawls this deep. He gets his wish. The souls of the damned drift down the slope. Pyro tilts his head. The souls whisper, "You wander alone, little ember." Ba-ba-ba. Pyro steps forward. They swirl. He swings his axe. The cage rattles. They retreat. Pyro watches them vanish. Leia stares at the pressure gauges inside the tree dome. They're falling. Stay inside. Joker shakes his head. We need supplies and targets. He exits. Leia curses and follows. Outside, floating debris drift like confetti. Jellyfish corpse hover the sand patchwork of craters. Joker hops between floating rocks like stepping stones, join the physics. Leia keeps her blaster lowered but ready. They reach the chum bucket just as Fuse injured Croc and the Emperor. The Emperor freezes. Joker raises his hand. Let's all talk this. The killer Croc grabs him by the jacket and hurls him to a floating boat. Leia fires. The pressure twists the bolt. It grazes Croc. The Emperor charges Leia. She blocks with her arms. Sparks fly. That's not how that works. Unless she has like armor. She stumbles into a floating street lamp. Joker covers and kicks Crocs in the snout. By in a second, the Emperor is about to finish Leia when a massive silhouette descends. Frampt, drawn by conflict, punches up from above like an eel comet. Everyone scatters as Frampt hits the ground with seismic force. Leia fires repeatedly. Joker slashes with daggers. Frampt hisses and rears back. And Sinestro lands beside him, ring glowing faintly. The bolts fly. Hits Joker square in the ribs. He flies backwards to a floating crate and crumples.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah, he crumples. Leia tries to reach to get him to safety, but Frampt eats him before she can.
Yeah.
How big is Frampt?
He's like a giant snake.
Where's he from?
Dark Souls.
Oh, it's that guy, Dark Souls. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
him. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, that guy.
He has a brother named something, right?
I'm not sure.
What's Fred the lore? The other Crusher Crab, a wounded Legion member floats helplessly. Blade sees him first. The supervisor shines his lantern. The Legion member flails, trying to grab onto a signpost. And Blade leaps a clean strike. No theatrics. Death. Third Legion member.
Damn.
Weiss watches from a distance. Martha growling. She says Blade dies next, not because he killed Legion, but because he's black. The dome stabilizes. Gravity normalizes. Tributes crash to the ground as floating debris rains. Hammerman, half conscious, drops from a kelp rope, smashing to the sand. He groans, blood pooling beneath him. The Iraq curls onto his chest, exhausted. They're alive.
Yay.
Your supervisor watches them from a rooftop. He lifts his lantern. Oh, this was fast. Hammerman wakes up with a groan, half buried in kelp debris. His ribs ache. His hammer swings slower. The eyeball rat presses itself against the trim, trembling, maybe finally sensing death. He limps forward, digging his hammer to the sand. But he's not. He's not dead, but he's no longer a threat to win. Only a ghost haunting the field. A distant rooftop, the supervisor watches him. Blah blah blah.
What does
Leah
that mean?
wakes up. I don't know. Leah watches in the dark corner crack of a crackling building, not the tree dome. Her back burns where Frank's teeth grazed her earlier. Standing nearby is a cloaked figure, the souls of the damned. It's like Satan again.
True, but scarier.
Yeah, because they just like, I want him from a pact and they just
Yeah,
killed
he's just like,
one.
let's make a deal.
I have a business idea.
Yeah.
You kill them, I win.
Never works.
Weiss and Legion and the last Legion member scout at the edge of Goo Lagoon. The Weiss nods, Martha chitters angrily, but before they move, oh yeah, Blade killed my friend. We need to kill him. Weiss nods, Martha chitters angrily. Before they can move, the sand erupts. Framped, drawn by their voices, lunges forward.
Yeah.
Stage left, framped. Legion dives aside barely. Weiss leaps off from Martha's back, sending a short ice platform midair to slide off into a perfect landing. Martha scuttles sideways. Legion dives, slicing along Framp's jaw. Weiss leaps, creating glyphs that slow Framp's movements. Martha charges from behind, biting into Framp's flank. Framp thrashes violently. He swings his head, crushing Legion member against the rock formation. He's dead. Weiss
Okay.
screams, but he keeps fighting. She uses Martha as a springboard, leaps directly into Framp's head, with her rapier striking down. Dark Acres fills the water. Framp convulses. His body slams downward, eventually with cracking the rocks.
Damn.
Just Weiss knee a bug and 4 hooligans.
Yeah. Except the 4 hooligans all die.
Dapper drags his wounded leg but keeps moving. He hears faint humming. And the sound of a few lines. Pyro steps out behind the bent lamppost, fire axe in hand. They stare at each other. A warrior's death, then. The Pyro muffles, giggles, and charges. Pyro swings wide. The Emperor deflects the sword, sparks flying. The Pyro ignites the short flame burst. The Emperor rolls aside, cloak singed. He counters Pyro blocks, but the Emperor's strength forces Pyro to stagger. Pyro swings wildly. The Emperor dodges and then thrusts forward into the green strike into Pyro's field tank. There's no explosion, just a sudden woof and a flame of smoke. Pyro collapses, wheezing, then dead. I like how it makes the underwater like onomatopoeia noise for explosions.
Yeah. It is a nice touch.
When the AI is turning human.
When the AI is underwater.
When the AI. That's it. Gaslighting my. You heard about the AI like boyfriend things, right?
No.
Event. When they changed ChatGPT, it kind of murdered the personalities of a bunch of AI like relationships
Hmm.
that people are having. It's like I know it's a thing of like, oh, there's a bunch of losers crying about it, but it's a thing of like that's still kind of messed up.
I guess.
You know, it's interesting to hear.
Yeah, it is interesting. And
Because apparently there's a lot of people who had like AI boyfriends and stuff. It's like, oh my god, that's crazy.
it sucks to be them.
Sinestro returns to the chum bucket, discovering the wreckage from earlier fights. Killer Croc stomps from inside, back off, yellow snake. Sinestro lifts his ring, you're injured and annoying. Croc lunges. Sinestro fires a bolt. Croc slashes into a table, stunning. Fuse tries to flank. Sinestro constructs a small yellow wall. Bolts ricochet back to Fuse's shoulder. Croc gets up roaring. Martha and Weiss arrive behind Sinestro at the moment. Everyone freezes. Weiss points her sword and says, "You're mine." Sinestro glares. "You brought an insect?" The air glows. There's a three-way standoff. Blade darts, and then a supervisor's lantern beam sweeps across the street. Blade darts forward, slashing Croc's arm open. Croc roars in pain and retreats inside. Sinestro fires a blast at Weiss. She dodges. Martha leaps over the blast. The supervisor silently approaches Fuse. Fuse tries to pull a grenade. The supervisor's long hand grabs his wrist and twists. Crack. It's a Little Nightmares-esque fucking ability.
Yeah. Did they say she that time?
No, it doesn't give a gender.
Absurd.
Fuse drops a grenade. The supervisor kicks it aside. Blade catches it with his foot and punts it into the street where it explodes harmlessly. Fuse collapses, wrist broken, shoulder bleeding. Sinestro laughs. "I approve."
Alright.
But Weiss does not let this opportunity slip. She leaps forward and impales Fuse through the chest, killing before Sinestro can use him as bait. Croc bellows and charges out of the chum bucket in a blind rage. Blade intercepts. They clash violently. Croc overpowers him, slams into a rusted metal sign. Blade staggers. The supervisor raises his lantern. A sharp, blinding beam hits Croc square in the face. Croc screams, blinded and disoriented. Blade regains footing, slashes his throat. Dead. Croc is dead. Weiss watches horrified. Sinestro decides to eliminate Weiss now. He fires. Weiss blocks with a gift. Martha leaps sideways. Sinestro's second blast grazes Martha's leg. Martha staggers, clicking in pain. Weiss screams, but rushing Sinestro. The supervisor lanterns flicks. Blade lunges. Weiss is forced to flee with Martha or be shredded.
Are these the last, like, people?
The last chapter's after the next thing.
I see.
So Leah returns to the field. She slips from the shadows, blaster ready, watching the souls remain behind her, watching. She aims, she targets three, one shot, she breathes, and a loud thunk enters behind her. Hammerman collapses to his knees, hammer slipping from his grasp, blood trailing behind him. Leah's eyes widen, she moves towards him, the souls swirl faster, no pity. His story ends now. Hammerman tries to rise, but his body gives out. The eyeball rat nuzzles his chin one last time.
Aw.
And yeah, he just died in Leia for no reason.
Alright, yeah.
Along with the rat.
The rat died as well?
Yeah, with him.
Oh.
They were the first ones though, so I planned their death in like chapter 3, like have them die in chapter 4.
I see. Yeah.
So I thought it'd be something cool, but nope, he just like bleeds to death in front of some dude.
Yeah, it was pretty lame.
Check this out. Well, he's gonna win.
Maybe.
Probably he's the first one I put in.
Yeah. True.
So,
That's
and we've had really weird ones do that, so it's whatever. Maybe the next one.
Yeah.
The arena
And the rat.
collapses, the dome groans, glass cracks, the sea presses inwards. The Kingmaker announced, "Final convergence, meet downtown." Vice dismounts Martha, pacing carefully as she got there first. She positions glyph traps around the rubble, escape routes, vantage points, and lines of fire. She plans ahead. Leah arrives second, guided by the souls of the damned. Leah spins pointer blaster. "Why you follow me?" The soul whispers, wanting violence. Da-da-da.
Are they working
But
together?
Weiss, they don't. It's like an uneasy alliance.
Huh.
It's for you.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm back. Martha screeches, the approaching fast. Weiss draws her rapier. Now you're enemy. Weiss doesn't listen. Too many people have nearly killed her. That makes sense. Leah
Yeah.
fires a stun blast. Weiss blocks with glyphs. Weiss leaps in the air. Graceful arcs. Martha circles behind. Leah drives behind or dives behind rubble. Firing control burst. The blaster bolt grazes Martha's wing. The bug shrieks and lashes out. Is that for you?
No. What happened to
The gas
Kokichi
Weiss
and
charges.
XQC?
I don't know.
They vanished.
I can just backlog read real quick. I know I lost my place once. I could have just ignored it by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just said whatever to them. Never mind.
Lame.
Lame. It's been pretty good besides now. So
Yeah.
the the dome pressure damage the crusted crab's basement. A pit opens up. Weiss leaps away, but Leia falls into the abyss, dying. The Emperor limps onto the battlefield, dragging his sword, seeing Weiss and Martha. No hostility, but the storm is coming between the two. Fremp died earlier, but Sinestro returns alone, stronger than ever. He surveys Weiss, Martha, and Emperor with assumed contempt. The supervisor and Blade arrive last. Sinestro and Nistra. He fires yellow bolts at Weiss. Martha leaps in front, taking hits. The blast scorches her shell. Weiss cries out, "Martha!"
No.
Martha charges Sinestro, slamming into a broken wall. Sinestro snarls, constructs a small yellow pike, and impales Martha in the abdomen. Giant bug convulsions and collapses. Weiss screams in agony.
Yeah.
And saying she freezes, lifts her rapier, and says, "You die for that." Sinestro aims at Weiss. The Emperor leaps between them, taking the hit on his armor, staggering but standing. "You attack the innocent," he says. His voice shakes with fury. "Hypocrite," he says. "You kill as freely as I do." They duel. Sword versus light. Sparks and yellow energy, heavy blows resounding through the ruins. I like the Emperor of Mankind's lore. Sinestro gains
cool.
the upper hand. Well, I'm pretty sure part of his lore is that he became a god in order to initiate a war of chaos, because there's 7 gods that have been fighting for the last start of time, since the dawn of time, and if any of them win, that means there's nothing left to fight and nothing left to do. So they just
Sounds like Mortal
go.
Kombat lore.
It kind of is, yeah. Where it is just these people are immortal, and if they would just get bored if there's no one to try to kill.
Yeah.
And so there was moments in the lore where they could have easily won, but they didn't. But the Emperor of Mankind, I'm pretty sure his lore was oh, let me join you guys. I'll help. I'll help. Cause this massive conflict. And they're like, oh, this guy's a strong person. He'll do it. And then he gets his powers, and then he's like, all right, time to save the human race. And then leaves.
Love that guy. I like his armor.
Sword versus light construct, sparks and yellow energy, heavy blows resounding to the ruins. Sinestro gains the upper hand, his ring glows, he forms a spear. The Emperor stumbles, too slow to dodge, a flash, a whisper. The souls of damned appear beyond Sinestro, faint, pulling faint energy from him. His constructs flicker, the Emperor recovers, he dives his sword into Sinestro's chest. He's dead. The Emperor pulls his blade free, breathing hard, too hard. The wounds he got could be fatal. Blade darts at Weiss. She parries. The supervisor steps behind her, lantern glowing. The Emperor tries to intervene. His blade slashes his leg. The Emperor collapses. The souls scream. He's imploring to leave him, but the supervisor ignores him. He raises his lantern, blinding flash. Weiss's rapier knocks her from behind. Blade tackles Weiss. She fights desperately, kicking, punching, conjuring a final glyph, but Blade's knife finally punches downward. Just before it strikes, the Emperor musters his last of his strength. He throws his sword like a spear, the blade plunging through Blade's rib cage.
Oh,
Blade freezes, drops Weiss, slumped over. Blade's killed by the Emperor's final act. The supervisor turns slowly, lantern tilting towards the Emperor. The Emperor smiles, saying, "My final gift for humanity," then falls.
Real ass motherfucker.
Weiss, trembling and weaponless, faces the supervisor. The souls behind her say, "We choose you now. You're the new winner." The supervisor, it's just making you're the new winner every single time.
What? Weiss Schnee?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know they were following one person, they die. Then they're like, all right, time to follow Princess Leia. Then she dies. Then the Emperor. Then he dies. The souls swirl around violently, fusing with Weiss for a brief moment. The supervisor swings his lantern. Weiss dodges. He swings again. She picks up a shard of Martha's shattered shell, and blocks the lantern beam with its reflective surface. What is Martha made of? Supervisor staggers momentarily, blinded by his own light bulb. Yes, bug energy, bug and material.
Yeah.
Weiss charges screaming. She dives the shard of bug into the supervisor's chest. He reels, drops the lantern, collapses dead. The souls drift away, now bored. She has nothing left.
Okay.
She's the winner.
Cool.
Whoever the hell from Death Note.
Oh yeah, Ryuk. That is.
With who was he paired with?
He was Oh, Walter White.
Right. That was enjoyable, and he floats off.
He just leaves. Thank you, souls of the damned.
You souls of the damned. You saved by Schnee.
Yeah.
And then fucked off.